Hi guys, okay, so today I'm gonna do this look. It's kind of inspired by the Mondays by Mitchell week 3 look. That is what I actually sat down to do, and then this kind of happened. It's a little bit in your face, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit in your face, and I get that this isn't gonna be for everyone, but I really like this, and I feel like once I've got like a full base on, this is gonna look really cool. So yeah, let's jump into it. Okay, so I'm just priming my eye. I'm using the P. Louise base in 0.5 today, just because I did want that lighter base for the yellow. So once that base is on, I'm going to take this P. Louise and mmmmmitchell Acid Rain in the shade Nitro, and I'm taking this Morphe Jeffree Star JS13. It's just a small bullet brush, and I'm barely taking any product. I'm going to open the lid and I'm just going to tap into it slightly. These are super pigmented and the Dry Down Matte, they're amazing. I pretty much got the full collection of these. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna buff this in, but it's in this weird, it's almost completely flat right through my crease and then down into the center, almost like a T shape. So I'm gonna start in the center and I'm just gonna kind of buff it. And it's pretty flat, but it does have a bit of a curve to it. If you're wanting to recreate this look and you don't have the paints, don't worry, you can either use a coloured base or just go with your eyeshadows. You will just have to build it up more. But yeah, that is what is like my base. I'm then going in with a JS12 brush, and this brush like did like almost all of this. So we're gonna stick with this. I am using my Mitchell palette. So the first shades I'm going in with is the black and then this shade here. So with the black, I'm gonna go over this t-shirt slightly above on the top line and then to the sides of the center line. And I'm not using a lot of this. It's more for a tone than a colour. This T-shape is a little bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit awkward, but it's nothing too major. Instead of going side to side, just going up and down. I'm then gonna go into that blue shade called Venom. I wish I'd written these names in an easier to read colour. So I'm going to take this and then I'm going to blend that black out, keeping pretty much on exactly where I put that black. This in the very centre, this kind of like down bar, I don't know what to call it, like the down bar, does not have to be very neat, because all it is this right in the centre of the two cut creases. It's just to give depth and something to separate the cut creases. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I've got from here, and then I'm keeping with that same brush. I'm going to go in with this shade down here and then this shade right here. I'm going to mix the two first. Sorry, no, I'm going to go in with this and then I'm going to do a mix and then I'm just going to go in with that. So we're just going to go 50% on, 50% off. And I'm keeping that slight arch pretty much right underneath the arch of my brow, but the rest of this is pretty flat. When I was watching Mitchell's live, he was saying how it was kind of like alien, and I love that, so I wanted to keep some kind of like alien aspect of this. A lot of looks are very angular or rounded, and very rarely are they flat, and I just feel like it's a cool look to have it pretty flat. Now I've gone from here, I'm just going to quickly clean off this brush just on my dressing gown. I do usually have a colour switch, but I don't know where I've put it, or a cloth, and I just kind of forgot to to grab it. So with that same brush still, I'm going to do a mix of those two greens, and I'm going to dust this right on the edge. This does not have to be perfect because we're going to go in and re-intensify these. This is just kind of the roadmap. And then I'm just going in with that lighter green on its own. I'm still making sure there is a little bit of a gap between my brow and the shadows, because I do have one more colour to add into this mix. I'm then going to take a nice fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M456. So it's a flat fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with this yellow right here. This, by the way, is the Made by Mitchell Feet on the Ground palette. I'm going to take that and I'm going to dust it right on the edge and on the front, kind of rounding off the front just a little bit. Okay, so now we've got this, I'm actually going to go right back to the beginning and re-intensify from it. I'm not going to go in with the paint, just the shadows. So okay, so I've got to this point, and honestly this look is such a trust the process moment. I am then going to go in with my cut creases. For this I wanted a tiny little brush. This I think is a Sigma E21, could be an E27, I'm not sure. It's rubbed off, you can barely see it, but it's this teeny tiny little brush, and I'm going to go in with my Louise blank canvas. Obviously use whatever you have. I can't do a cut crease without these now. I used to use concealer or Ibis. This changed the game. So I'm just gonna use this to cut my creases. Now these are not average creases, obviously, so we will go through this. It is very tedious, fiddly, I'm sorry. I don't know why I wanted to do it like this, but I did, and so here we are. It kind of came to me in a dream, honestly, and then when I sat down to do this look, the dream and the look kind of collided, and this is what happened. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to use the shape of the brush itself to create the roundness on the front of these cut creases, and I'm going to do one cut crease at a time. Do not try and be clever and, you know, like do them both at the same time. It's not going to work. Trust me, I tried it, it failed. So I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to start on my center. So I'm going to angle my brush like across my face so that I've got the rounded end. I'm going to pick where I want the front of the roundness to be, and then I'm kind of stamping in my shape. I'm going to take this little flat brush. This is a Morphe M124, and I'm taking this yellow pigment from Prescription Cosmetics. It is the yellow one they've got in the Dr. Bright's pigment set, and I'm going to tap this on over and through into my inner corner. this is a messy job. The key to working with these pigments is a little bit on your brush at a time and push it into the base, and then you can, once it's pushed into the base, then you can layer on top. I'm taking it quite rounded onto my inner nose and then through to my lower lash line, but I'm not being so precise on the lower edge because I'm just going to clean that up. Now I've pushed it in, I can then go on top and make it really nice and bright. Once I've done this, I'm going to go to the other side because now this is set, it's not going to transfer, it's going to stay where it is. So that same brush and blank canvas again. So with this, again, I'm just going to place my brush where I want like the furthest point to be and then work from there, creating like that rounded edge.
I'm just placing my brush down to kind of stamp out that shape.
So I brought it down because I did it on this side. I wanted it to kind of float with the shape rather than like cut the shape off. So I'm going to drag it down and then wing it up. Just taking my finger to tap out the edge of that because I don't want it to set and like leave like a really obvious demarcation line. So I'm taking that M124 and that pigment again just for the front, like the rounded part. And I have it in the lid. I literally put the lid on, shake it so that there's just a little bit in the lid, and then I'll pick up that way it stops me picking up too much at a time. Okay, so from here I'm going to keep that same brush, I'm just going to dust it off again. I'm going to go into my palette. I'm going to go into this green first and then this one second, and I'm going to use this brush for its shape. So I'm going to plop it down and take it away and kind of use it to create quite a rounded shape. Like in the center of this, because what I'm using that pigment for is just that very rounded, it almost looks like a liner if you look on this side. And then I'm going to go in with that darker shade, same brush, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm like tapping into the center of this rounded shape to create another rounded shape, and then I'm going to dust it up and kind of start to create a wing. And I am leaving a gap because I am going to go in with liner. So from here I'm going to take my Super Beauty Hydro Liner in Dance Party with my... I wish I could stop dropping things, honestly. Okay, so I'm going to take my Super Beauty Hydro Liner in Dance Party and my Nancy Precise Bent Eyeliner brush. I've got a little bit of water in the lid, not in the product itself. I'm going to activate just a small section just in the pot, and then this I'm gonna go from the outer, like up here, join it up to that yellow pigment, and then I'm gonna create my wing and then clean up. Okay, cotton bud and a little bit of micellar water. So to make sure I've not got too much micellar water on the cotton bud, I like to roll it on the back of my hand, and then that way any excess will just kind of like come out onto the back of my hand, and then I'm going to clean this up. And then I'm going to clean up this shape up here. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit more liner, bring it back up to the colour of this, just because sometimes you do need a couple of layers, and then I can make sure that it's really nice and clean. Okay, cleaned that up. I'm going to throw on a base. Okay, so base is on, and I've put mascara and lashes on, but I've not touched my eyes at all. So we're just going to do the lower lash line. And I think what I'm gonna do is put nitro in my, oh, do I wear? I'm not, I have so many of these paints. I absolutely love them. I was gonna put nitro in my waterline, but I'm gonna put ecstasy. It is a limited edition pen, but it's stunning. PicsArt has said that she's going to bring this out again, limited edition for her birthday, which I believe is April. So get it while you can. I'm going to take this teeny tiny little Jessup 312 angled brush, and I'm going to use this to apply, this is called Limelight, to my waterline. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to drag it through my lashes. I'm not really taking it far down, just like onto the skin where my lashes are, if that makes sense. I'm then going to take this clean M124 by Morphe and this shade right here, and I'm going to dust that below. Then I'm going to go back to that JS 12, this shade here in, and I'm going to dust that below. I feel like this look is very like alien, futuristic, playing with shapes, having fun, just doing whatever you want really. I'm going to take some mascara and pop that on my lower lash line, if I can open it. Okay, so for lips, I'm going to do something really out of the box. I know this probably isn't like a wearable look for most. I would fully wear these eyes like normal day, but I'm going to make this more not wearable. I'm going to take the shade Nitro, and this is a Mange 5116 brush. I have no idea where I got this brush from, honestly. I've had it forever. I'm going to use this to line my lips. And I'm going to shade in the edges too a little bit. I could totally leave it like this. I really like this. But I'm going to do another little... I'm going to take this little flat brush. This is a BH Cosmetics number 4 brush. I think this was from a set. I'm going to pick this up on a little flat brush. And I'm going to kind of do like a bleeding lip almost, but not. I realise how unwearable this is, but I really, really like this. And then I'm going to take this Pixie Sweet Nectar Gloss, and I'm just going to kind of put it on the back of my hand because I don't want to get green and blue all in the component. I'm going to take that same brush and tap it like between, because it's kind of similar to my actual lip shade and I want my lip shade to peek through a little bit. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna do highlight. This is the highlight that I actually fixed in one of my previous videos. I don't know when this video is going up, so I don't know how far back. It wasn't long. It does still slightly smell of surgical spirit, but that will go in time. But I want to use this just to kind of show that this still works stunning. So I'm just gonna, like, look at that.
Still as blinding as ever.
Okay, so I've got this BH Cosmetics, it's my Rare number 5 brush. This would be really good as a highlight brush, but I got this in an eyeshadow brush set. In this palette, Mitchell's got 2 different types of shimmer. So he's got this here, which is Mama's Garden, and you can see it's got a lot of base. But then he's got ones like this, where this is, what's it called? Limeade, and it's not as pigmented, it's not got as much of a base. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this brush and just a little bit of limeade just in the centre, so that you've got just like a little pop of green, because I don't think I've got a green highlight. So it's not major, but you've just got this like slight green in the certain light. Okay, wow, I look like a poodle with my hair, but honestly if I take my hair out it's probably not going to be much better. Okay, that is the final look. What do you think? I really like this. I really like this. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to become one of my patrons, there's a link in the description box down below. It is £1, £3 or £5, so come and join the little coffee bean fam. Yeah, please hit that thumbs up button, please subscribe. One of my videos just recently, literally as I'm filming this, it happened yesterday. Oh, I've got an itch. It kind of went viral, 150 views in like a few hours. It went crazy. If you're new and you've just like found me through that video, thank you, because honestly yesterday was an absolute whirlwind. I went to bed with like 266 subscribers and I woke up and I'd gained like 400 subscribers. I'd gained 150 views, well 130 views when I woke up, and then it ended up being like 150 views as of like when I went to bed. It was wild. I literally was sat in my bed crying with just pure happiness, because I never expected a video of mine to do that well, for me to go viral. And all the comments were so nice. I got like 10 negative comments out of, I think it was like 200 comments I got on that 18-second video. It blew up. It was amazing. The comments were so nice. If you haven't seen it, please do go check it out. Yeah, thank you. Like honestly, it was insane. It was just, head kind of went at that point when I saw that. It was insane. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing if you have subscribed from that video. Thank you for subscribing if you haven't subscribed from that video. Thank you so much. Honestly, it means so much to me. Yeah, it's crazy. Thank you. I will see you on the next video, and leave me a comment down below how you found my channel. Thanks. Bye. See you on the next one.